Hi everyone, I'm Dominic. I'm going to give a talk today about how Claude Code actually works and what can we learn from it for our projects. And before I start, there's a lot of developers here. I hope I will still tell you something new, but for the other half, hopefully as well. A few facts about myself. Dominic, I'm a AI product engineer. I am a co-founder of Marbles. At Marbles, we're flipping the sides a little bit. We're inverting the story. We're at the moment, a lot of us are telling AIs what to do. In our case, it's the AI telling you what to do. Before Marbles, I did ChatChamp. I was a CTO and co-founder. We did. We were in e-commerce and did chatbot. Guided selling, and we were acquired in 2022. Now let's get to Claude Code. And before I start, who of you has experienced and is still experiencing Claude Code bringing up some magic? Who of you thinks that, oh, this is some magic that is happening here? Quite some people here. I think it's still quite magical what is sometimes coming out of Claude Code. And it reminded me of this quote from Arthur Clarke, the author of 2001. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. And what I want to do today, I don't want to take the magic away from you, but I want to explain that magic a little bit more. And I think a nice experiment could be to ask Claude Code itself what it actually is. And let's switch here and hope that the ES is not yet taking away all the bandwidth. Let's just ask Claude Code, what are you? So it's quite fast, that's good. So it says I'm Claude Code, I'm topic CLI for Claude. I help with software engineering tasks. That's a first interesting topic, I think. Reading, blah, blah, blah. So in my opinion, this doesn't really answer the questions because it kind of says more like what it does and not really what it is. Or it kind of tells us in a personal way who it is, but not what it is. So I'm going to ask it, I'm going to tell it, you told me who you are. Should have dictated that here. Not what you are. And now it tells us actually something interesting, and that's more or less the truth. It says I'm a large language model and some technical details, but in the end, and that's the first insight, Claude Code is nothing more. Is a little bit more than a large language model. So people refer to it as a harness coming from horses. Yeah, it's basically just a small harness on top of the large language model that steers it in the right direction. And it does so by doing not a lot of magical things. And we're going to get to that. So first topic is it's only a harness. And how does it actually steer the model? How does it control the model? And you probably have all heard of the system prompt. The system prompt is basically what steers the model to do your task. And it's a big text file. And what you may not have heard of in Claude Code, it's not really a secret. It's quite publicly out there. So we can have a look at it. So what it says in the system prompt, and that's actually what we just heard basically, you're an interactive agent that helps users with software engineering tasks. Your responses should be short and concise, and you have certain tools available. And that's already all there is in the system prompt. What does it mean for you? And I mean, we have a lot of developers, but if you're doing non-developing tasks, it could sometimes mean that Claude Code is actually not the tool you want to use because it has been told it's a software engineering agent. So when I do product work, I usually do it in Claude Desktop or just a browser. I never do it in Claude Code, because when I did it in Claude Code, very often what happened, it would propose me, do you want to implement that? I'm like, no, I'm in the product phase. I don't want to talk about implementation. So what you can actually do is you can use different tools and you can adapt the system prompt. Actually, Claude Code allows you to override the whole system prompt. But of course, you can also add something to the system prompt. So it's very important in your Claude MD file to be very specific, to tell it what it should be doing instead of software engineering. And now this is also kind of a very basic large language model topic, the system prompting. And now we come to the magic of Claude Code, which is the agentic loop. Who has heard of the agentic loop? More than half, I would almost say. It sounds fancy, but in the end, again, it's very simple. I created those slides with Claude Code, of course. And basically, Claude Code knows it has some tools available, read file and write file. So when I told Claude Code, create slide 7, which is this slide, for the meetup, what it did basically is it went through that loop. First of all, it thought. So it said, okay, I need to create a slide. First, I need to understand what should be in that slide. So I need to read the content file. This is the thinking part. Then it acted, knowing it has those tools available. It chose the tool reading, so it read a file. And then it observed what came out of that tool call, namely the content for that slide. So now it knew, okay, I need this slide with that content. But it's not done yet. So going back to the thinking phase, now it thinks, okay, I know the content now, but I don't know the style. What can I do about the style? Maybe I can read another file. Maybe I can read an existing slide already. So I decided, let's read the previous slide, namely the context window slide. Again, in the acting phase, calling that tool, that reading file tool, getting the output of that call, namely the file content, and now it knows how to style the slide. So it knows the content of the slide, it knows the styling, and that's basically when it decides, I have everything I need to know now, going back to the thinking phase. I have everything, what can I do now? I can write the output, I can write the slide. So next thing, going to the acting, writing the file, the slide as an HTML, and then it kind of observes, I have exactly done everything the user wanted from me, I'm done. I'm not doing another tool call, and that's the end. And that's all there is behind Claude Code, behind Codex or OpenClaw. They're all doing the same. It's very basic. What can you learn from that? So basically, when I thought about, I want to create those slides with Claude Code, but how can I do that? Maybe write some markdown files, maybe use existing tools out there that transfer then markdown files to a slide. I tried it, and it was like, didn't work very well. But then I thought, what can large language models do very well? They can create web pages really well because they have been trained on a lot of web content. So I said, okay, let's just create a skill that transforms Markdown to a web page. So I taught basically Claude Code. This is how you transform Markdown to a web page, and that's what came out. It's up to you to judge if it's good or not. I think it's fairly nice. And that's what you should do also when you have a problem. Think about what the model can do, give it the right tools, and the model will do it itself. You don't need to steer it necessarily extra. The model will plan and it will use your tools available. And that's it I hope the magic is still there, but I hope it's a little bit more transparent now. Thank you. So if you wanna know how this works, the slides in this case are a GitHub project. You can get them. It's freely downloadable, and the skill is in there to create slides with Claude Code. Questions? Ja.
Diese Magie, lässt die nach? Also ich meine, jeder von uns hat die erlebt, wenn man anfängt. Aber wenn man dann länger weit codet, ist die dann weg.
Also ich finde, sie ist immer noch da. Also es gibt immer wieder diesen Moment, zumindest geht es mir so, ich denke, wow, wie ist jetzt darauf gekommen? Und wow, das ist ja eine ganz gute Möglichkeit. Man lernt ja auch immer besser damit umzugehen, und je besser man damit umgeht, desto besser sind die Ergebnisse. Also für mich ist sie immer noch da. Da hinten.
Ich hätte eine Frage zum Setup. Und zwar, das Ideale ist ja, dass Claude Code auf Datei und Ordner basiert, also nicht keine neue Architektur wird. Und die Frage ist immer, wenn man die Software Engineering neu lernt oder aktiv, ist über jetzt quasi interne Tools für Claude mit Claude zu bauen. Oder sollte man lieber die Basics mastern, also quasi früher lernen, ja, und dann die Grundtools selber bauen, als sozusagen Rahmen, wo Claude dann arbeiten kann. Als Designer jetzt, egal wie gut ich werde immer iterieren müssen. Das sich nie verändern. Daher die Frage, wie ist diese Arbeitszeit dazu? Also sozusagen, ist es so, ich nehme mal Lovable als Referent. Das Lovable-Team ist noch nicht so weit mit Lovable als basically als Claude Code Wrapper oder Claude Wrapper. Lovable selbst mit Lovable zu bauen. Der Punkt ist noch nicht gekommen, der wird vielleicht noch nicht kommen. Also darauf zieht es ein bisschen ab. Ist das sinnvoll oder braucht man vielleicht eigene Schwachstellen ein? Oder wäre ein Software, die die Grundlagen setzt, wirksamer?
Also die Frage ist so ein bisschen, ich versuche es ein bisschen zu verallgemeinern, was macht man tatsächlich, wo setzt man selber noch an und was lässt man das Modell machen?
Genau.
Das ist,
Potenzial, wenn man das Modell macht.
ja, also ich würde sagen, es ändert sich immer wieder mit jedem Modell, kann das Modell wieder deutlich mehr. Zum Beispiel jetzt dieses Tool-Calling und auch das gleichzeitig auch, wer mit Skills gearbeitet hat, der weiß ja auch, das Modell ist nicht immer so gut darin zu erkennen, jetzt ist eigentlich dieser Skill gefragt und da muss man es ihm wieder extra sagen. Und das hat sich deutlich verbessert, weil Anthropic jetzt immer wieder den neuen Modellen beibringt. Du musst jetzt Tool-Calling besser machen, du musst dieses Skill-Erkennen besser machen und das können sie immer wieder besser. Das heißt, ich glaube, die Modelle, die werden natürlich immer besser und übernehmen immer mehr Arbeit und diese Entscheidung jetzt gerade, was mache ich noch selber und was nicht, da kann man keine generische Antwort geben, würde ich sagen. Es ist eher so, Beispiel AI Engineering, Prompt Engineering. Die AI hilft dir schon sehr, sehr gut, inzwischen bei den Prompts besser zu werden, aber du musst immer noch da einen Blick drauf haben. Während Business-Logik, Coding, da brauchst du im Bestfall gar nicht mehr drauf schauen. Vielleicht hat jemand anders noch eine Antwort auch auf die Frage.
Ja. Das ist wie früher auch. Du willst deinen Prozess optimieren. Und du kannst den Prozess nur optimieren, wenn du deine Toolkette verbesserst. Also du kannst ja auch wenn du keine Ahnung hast, ein MCP-Tool entwickeln lassen. Das ist relativ easy. Also ich habe ein sehr komplexes entwickelt, ich bin Entwickler, aber ich glaube, das kann jeder ein MCP-Tool entwickeln. Und da kannst du deine Prozesse einfach vereinbaren.
Danke.
Ich glaube, wenn man irgendetwas in Sachen Softwareentwicklung gut kann und macht Sachen iterativ mit der Maschine, dann wird das Ergebnis immer besser als das, was man selber hätte machen können, aber auch besser als das, was die Maschine hätte machen können, weil man sich einfach ergänzt.
eine Frage? Danke euch.